Superpipe event, and it's going to be fun to watch.
We're just happy to be here at Copper Mountain for Dew Tour 2020. As you mentioned, the folks here have done such a fantastic job getting all that snow out of the way so we can have the competition. Founded back in '72, and Woodward. This is the home of Woodward, but you look at the numbers, and then you're only 75 miles, really an hour and a half, if you drive like Tom Wallace from downtown Denver to Copper Mountain when you're on the slopes.
Yeah, it's really close, and I love the Woodward stuff. So what they're doing with the terrain parks, and then the foam pits, and the rollerblade, the skateboard, everything, it is action sports mecca, and these kids are learning everything in there. So it's absolutely a playground for adults as well. I've been in there.
No age limit. We are set to go. The women's ski modified Superpipe presented by Toyota. It is time. As you can look at it, as Tom pointed out, that Superpipe, the traditional Superpipe, it's 300 feet. So that's a football field with 22-foot walls. And then just for good measure, we added on some other things to put these athletes to the test. And so far, they have gravitated and they have loved it. There is a start list. The 8 women that have made the final with an opportunity to walk away. Keep your eye on those last 4. Devin Logan, Britta Sigourney, and then the killer Canadians. Cassie Sharp and Rachel Carker have been on a tear. Great opportunity for Jeannie Crane-Mousy. A late add to the final as Kelly Silver, as you said, had to drop out. Abigail Hansen, Zoe Atkin, and Sabrina Kack-Mackley representing Deutschland. Tom, it's a 3-run format or only your best run counts. You've been in these situations before. Do you like the 3-run? Do you prefer the 2-run?
I love the 3-run. So what that does is with one extra run, they have more chances to put down the absolute hardest trick. So with 3 runs, we're going to see more progression, more technicality. The judges are judging on overall impression. So everything from amplitude out of the pipe, trick technical difficulty. They're looking for the variety of what tricks you do. They want to see you spinning to the left, to the right, going inverted, everything from execution. And really the name of the game is just that overall look of your run. So including all these things, but they want the run to be smooth and technically sound.
So Jeannie Crane-Mousy of Park City, Utah, 23, will have the honor to drop in first here at the modified Superpipe presented by Toyota. As she gets going, we are underway as she makes her first move.
On that first feature, a nice Japan grab there. Oh, and opting to use this one as sort of a quarter pipe, so not going to that normal landing and getting an extra hit in there. So a couple big straight airs to start things off and into the original sort of Superpipe version of this course.
Tom, as a competitor, do you like the athletes that go out and try to lay down an absolute smoke show early, or do you kind of do a slow build?
I love the smoke show early. I think you have 3 runs, you go out and you absolutely go for your hardest run right off the bat, 3 chances, eventually you're going to lay it down. And there's the big 720 at the end of that run, so smooth, full run, and yeah, getting to the bottom clean.
Crane-Mousy in the traditional half pipe here, the 22-foot walled Superpipe at Copper.
There's the left side 540. So like I said earlier, the judges are looking for you to spin in both directions. She does a left side 540 and then a right side 720. So spinning both ways just shows your ability to do the tricks differently, and that variety is, again, a big part of that score.
56.66 for Jeannie Crane-Mousy of Park City on run number 1. You are looking at Abigail Hansen. She goes by the name of Abby out of Mammoth, just 21. At the University of Utah, she gets set for her very first move.
Getting stoked. Looks like she's got some tunes up there in the headset. I mean, a lot of these women, listening to music, getting you pumped up. This is a big day, big moment. So, maybe something heavy to just get you psyched up to go down this thing.
Abby Hansen making her first move.
On that first quarter pipe feature with the straight air, here into the new feature, the 360 with the mute grab, throwing it back to Johnny Mosley on that one. And into the Superpipe portion, there's the big left side 720, keeping the speed going. So a big switch hit there, so switch to switch. And when I say switch, I obviously mean they're skiing backwards. So almost, twice as hard to go backwards through the pipe than forward. So definitely some technical difficulty there with those 2 switch hits at the end.
How long did it take you to learn to be proficient skiing backwards, the right switch?
Yeah, that took a while. I mean, as soon as they invented the twin tip skis, a few years of trying and learning how to look over your shoulder so you can learn that switch stance. And then you got to hit jumps, hit rails, hit Superpipes backwards after that. Here's that 720. So another thing, judges are looking for them to grab their ski. So anytime you see these women reach down and get a hand on the ski like that, that's the safety grab. That improves the score. The grabs is what stands out and shows the creativity and the style aspect in free skiing. So
and this just gives you an idea of just how big this facility is. I mean, this modified Superpipe is a beast.
I love this shot. From the air, you can really get a scale for it. Look how small she looks in the massive Superpipe. Switch to switch here at the end, back to back. So 2 540s, both directions, and switch. So really technically sound. If anything, I would love to see her do a couple different grabs. She's got the safety. She could add a tail grab or another variety. That would even help her score more.
A 74.33 for Park City's, Mammoth's Abby Hansen. And this is Zoe Atkin. Park City is her home. She's got the dual citizenship of Great Britain and the USA.
Oh, shit. Coming into the quarter pipe feature to the normal landing. Oh, and opting for the alley-oop 360 there. So another woman going for like the multiple hits. So adding an additional hit in by using that quarter pipe as a true quarter pipe feature.
Stepping out of the shadows of her sister, Isabel, Olympic medalist, and she has a little bit of what we'd call a equipment malfunction.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, the binding just came loose on that. So the bindings are meant to come off, obviously to prevent injury in the knees and other stuff like that, but that was kind of maybe not the time you'd prefer it to come off, but always better to have the ski come off than for something bad to go. So she's got 2 more runs still, a lot of time.
3-run best run counts. Go to the top of this when she was in the modified part of the Superpipe, looking pretty good for Zoe Atkin.
Yeah, definitely fun up here. Big straight air, and then using sort of a different line here, using this quarter pipe, alley-oop, and then getting an additional switch hit off the other side there, a switch 180. So definitely a new line and showcasing a little bit of creativity there.
Love the personal interpretation, your own little bit of style before you drop into that traditional pendulum swinging Superpipe.
Yeah, and obviously no rules here in free skiing, so you can go down this course any way you like. However you want to get to the bottom is fine. The judges are going to score it regardless. Whether or not it scored well or not, you never know.
2 ski, though, is mandatory, so Zoe Atkin will look to runs 2 and 3. Sabrina Kakmakli out of Garmisch, Germany, the 25-year-old, the 2014 Olympian. She competed in Sochi, and here she is at Copper Mountain.
Came in the ski team challenge and absolutely killed it, so helping that team to the top of the podium. So let's see if she can continue with that momentum. Big 360 there off the new modified feature into the Superpipe portion. A big 540 there on the first hit, and then mirroring that rotation with a right side 540. So big spins here, switch. Oh! So maybe a little bit of a lost hit there. She landed switch and had a little bit of wall left, but still a bunch of big spins, including that 360 up top. That was massive.
You know what's a big deal when you're a privateer and Atomic comes calling and says, hey, we'd like to recruit you for our team challenge. What do you think? It's like, I'll sign on.
Yeah, she signed right on and helped Atomic to the top of the podium in that ski team challenge. So another fun event we had going on Thursday. Here's that big 360. So not getting the grab, but going huge with the amplitude, and then into the Superpipe portion doing the 540s and a 720. So a lot of technical difficulty in this run.
A 64 for Sabrina Kakmakli of Germany, as the pipe seems to be holding up pretty well. Tom, we talked about the 3 feet of snow that was dumped in the pipe yesterday. Nothing was done to it overnight. They got it all cleaned out and recut it, and it is holding up very well.
Yeah, and amazing to see that snow is just gone. 3 feet of snow is somehow just been removed from the bottom of the half pipe.
Multifaceted Devin Logan, 26 years of age, out of West Dover, Vermont. She's pretty much done it all. A 2012 Dew Tour champion, silver medalist from the Slopestyle competition in Sochi. And talk about one woman that always has her tunes flowing. That would be D-Lo. Gets into the mood, gets into the flow of the competition. And this is an event that I anticipate her to do very well. Devin Logan on course now, making her first move.
Yeah, definitely. So Devin, as a slopestyle competitor as well, obviously a real advantage on these slopestyle-inspired features like that one, the big 360 with the tail grab. Oh, big style slash there into the Superpipe. There's the 720 coming in switch where we see, the alley-oop switch 540. So landing that one, maybe leaving a hit left. I love the slash, though. A little bit of flavor.
Is she costing herself some valuable points by going with the style and just doing the slash, or is that a setup trick?
You know, it is a setup trick, but I got to say, if you're leaving a hit out there, she's only getting 2 hits in the Superpipe portion, where some of the other women are getting 3. So obviously losing some points, but I mean, it's like surfing, throwing a slash up along the Superpipe there, and then straight into the 720. So good run. I mean, yeah, leaving a hit out there, especially here at the end. She does that switch 5, but then nothing else. There's the alley-oop up top, and yeah, absolutely killing it on this section as a slopestyle athlete as well. There's the big 360 with the tail grab, so something she excels at. Definitely better than a lot of the other women out here at that aspect, because she is, yeah, like you said, Sochi silver medalist in slopestyle, so she knows how to win in slopestyle.
D'Lo with a somewhat full pole, having some issues towards the bottom of the traditional Superpipe. Looking for a score to drop in. Abby Hansen right now leads the way with a 74.33. That 58 will be a throwaway for Devin Logan.
Yeah, I think docking are pretty heavy, so anytime you see the hands touch the ground on that final hit, her hands are on the ground, so that makes it not a clean landing, and major deductions for anything like, it's not a fall, but it's as close to a fall as you can get without falling over.
Hansen, Kakmakli, and now Devin Logan, the top 3, as we took a good look at Britta Sigourney, wasting no time dropping in. Britta, the 2-time Dew Tour champion out of Carmel, California.
Always one to watch out for the amplitude. She's known for going big, and there it is. Oh, Britta. Oh my gosh. So she does not have any fear in the Superpipe. She goes, some of the highest amplitude we're going to see out of any of the women today is going to come from her, and that was a massive alley-oop 540, just going almost a little too big on that landing and not able to hold on to it. Wow.
Is that the definition of overcooking it?
I would say that thing is even burnt.
So the 2018 Olympic bronze medalist Britta Sigourney having issues, but remember, folks, that's a 3-run format. Only the best run counts.
Yeah, so a lot of time left. She's going to need to clean this one up, but I love this hit. So she's going off the very top of that quarter pipe, huge 540, and then just coming around, falling over. And you can see she slides into the Superpipe. Oh, hopefully she's all right after that one. But yeah, if she can make it through this course, she definitely has a chance to get on the podium, because just always a threat, as well as just has the amplitude that some of the other women just don't go as big as her. Look how huge that was.
And she just looked like, Tom, she got bucked into the back seat landing switch, which we talked about is no easy task.
And falling again. So not only did she fall, then she has to take the slam down into the Superpipe as well. And you can see her shaking that one off. Let's get her back to the top for run number 2.
Take a look at Cassie Sharp getting set to make her first move. 27-year-old out of British Columbia. 2018 Olympic gold medalist.
Recently coming off that win out in Mammoth at the Grand Prix, so clearly comfortable with it and knows how to win. There's the big flare on the top section. Oh, and a nice 360 off that modified section. So into the Superpipe. Oh, another big slash there. Going with the straight air with the mute grab. So keeping it a little safe here. Oh, I misspoke, right into the right side 900. And there's the 1080.
And land switch, are you kidding me?
Huge first run out of Cassie Sharp. Just when I thought she was taking it easy in run 1 of 3, she goes absolutely bananas at the end of the run with the right side 9, backing it up with a left side 1083, full rotations in the Superpipe.
Talk about coming into a competition hot, coming off a big win last week at Mammoth. Cassie Sharp out of Comox, British Columbia, feeling good on run 1.
Look at that shot, going right over the camera with the flare, so getting inverted on that. And when these women are getting inverted, it adds a whole new level of skill, because it's just that much more danger, that much more risk. Here's the right side 900, so looking for the grab, sort of missing that one, and then this bottom hit, the biggest spin we've seen all day. Left side cork 1080, so getting sideways cork and landing switch, holding onto that one perfectly. Slowing it down, reaching, gets that tail grab there. Oh, super smooth for Cassie. That is going to be a high score. I mean, obviously, I think that's going to take over the top spot.
She needs nothing more than just basically a 74.33, which is relatively pedestrian for her. 85 for Cassie Sharp as she goes into first. Cassie Sharp, the new leader in the women's modified Superpipe. Abigail Hansen bumped to second. Sabrina Kakmackley in third. Final athlete to drop will be Rachel Carker, 22-year-old, out of Hills Church, Ontario, Canada. 2020 X Games silver medalist, 2020 Mammoth Grand Prix third place.
Going with the big flare up top, just like her Canadian teammate Cassie. Another 360 there. So very similar runs so far to what we saw at Cassie Sharp. Here she is going with the left side 900. So trying to keep up with Cassie, doing those big spins, big rotations. Oh, and gets the 720 to finish it off. So where Cassie had a straight air in her run, Rachel says, I'm not doing any straight airs in the Superpipe portion. I am going for 900s and 720s and going for the top spot.
And those are the little nuances that the judges really appreciate. The extra grab, holding it a little longer, spinning left, spinning right, and as you said, bypassing a straight air to throw in a rotation in.
Yeah, so adding more and more tricks into the run. Up top, she does that flare, so going completely upside down. Not getting the grab on that one, but still, an inverted maneuver like that, so scary, so difficult. There's the 360. Look how low she lands here. Still stomping it, and yeah, so Cassie does the slash in there, where Rachel comes right into the 900s, does them both directions to the left and right. What Cassie has that Rachel doesn't have is that 1080. So absolutely the biggest trick of the day that Cassie did. Rachel has the 900s, but not quite the same technical difficulty as Cassie, but an additional hit. The judges are weighing all options, taking a look at this to see if that will, where that's going to set her compared.
85 is the mark to beat. The score comes in. It's an 80.33 for Rachel Carker. So mission accomplished. The Canadians sit 1 and 2 after one run in the women's ski modified Superpipe presented by Toyota. As the top placed American right now, Abby Hansen, sitting in third place at podium position with a 74.33. Sharp and Carker leading the way after one run. They re-rack the women, head them back to the top. And this is Jeannie Cray-Mousy of Park City, 56.66, the first one to drop in. She needs to warm up, and the judges needed to warm up on that first run.
Definitely. It's always hard to be the first woman out of the gate or competitor at all. If you're the first to go, the judges don't know what to expect. So it's hard to score well on that first run just because the competition hasn't even started yet, so definitely tough for her, but excited to be in this event. I mean, getting the start from the alternate list because of Kelly Silderu dropping out, who obviously would have been a favorite as well. She is the X Games gold medalist from this year, but just dropping out, maybe saving herself from slopestyle. There's the Japan grab. So we saw her in the first round go for that unique line where she's getting 3 hits up top. She's doing straight airs on them, so not as technically difficult as some of those other rotations the girls are throwing, but those straight airs are an additional hit. I mean, 3 hits up top is still adding a little bit extra.
And now she's into the traditional Superpipe here at Copper.
There's the 540 into the 720. So doing a similar run to what we saw earlier, just trying to clean it up, maybe improve on the amplitude, improve on the grabs. The longer you're holding those grabs, the higher your score is going to be. So even if you do the same run over and over, there's always room for improvement. Here she is up top, going for that Japan grab, kicking out the ski, and then getting 2 hits in. So doing those 2 quarter pipe hits. Here down at the bottom, the 540. Couple big rotations. So she's doing the 540s where we saw Cassie and Rachel, who just seemed to be a world ahead with those back-to-back 900s, really standing out from the crowd.
85 is the mark to beat. And Mousy will improve. Cray-Mousy will improve on her first run score, but just minor improvement at 57.33. So she's going to look to the third and final run to really let it all hang out. Abby Hansen will be next up out of Mammoth, California. Student at the University of Utah here in Colorado. It's amazing to me, Tom, how so much snow fell yesterday. We're talking 3 feet of snow, but the walls of the Superpipe and the modified Superpipe are still icy hard. I mean, they are really firm.
Rock solid. Somehow they cleaned all that snow out of there. You can see in the background of all these shots, 3 feet of fresh snow. It was almost so much snow you could not ski through it.
You had to go black diamond. I mean, blue was not going to get it done yesterday.
Not steep enough, no.
So Abby Hansen sitting on a 74.33, currently has her in 3rd place, the highest placed American here at the Dew Tour so far.
Oh, big straight air up top. You can see the bright blue skies in the background. Absolutely gorgeous day today. There's the 360 with the mute grab into the Superpipe portion. Oh, the 720 to start things off. So into the switch hit. So yeah, showing off that ability to ski switch through the Superpipe and spin in both directions. Again, it is cliche to say, but it's like throwing a baseball with either hand or writing with your left hand. Being able to spin both directions is so difficult and adds that next level of technicality for the judges to see.
Is your favorite direction of turning linked to, like, if you're right-handed or left-handed?
You know, I don't think it actually
or
is.
Or goofy, a regular foot for snowboard?
It could be, but really I think most of it is personal preference. The way you begin, the first rotation you try, you just become dominant in one direction. There's the 720, so her biggest spin of the run to the left, but here she does the 2 switch or backwards 540s, both to the left and to the right. So getting the grabs, reaching for that safety grab. Another clean run, same thing we saw as run 1, so we'll see what the judges think and if that can improve her score.
So her second run is an improvement of 76.66 for Abby Hansen, and she remains in 3rd place as we check in now with Tina Dixon.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Just a quick update on Kelly Silderu, who was originally scheduled to compete in the Superpipe competition. She decided to pull out to rest a bruised knee. Now, we will see her in the Slopestyle competition later on, but we are already seeing having that Slopestyle and pipe background pay off in this competition so far.
No question about it, Tina. Kelly Silderu coming off a gold medal performance at the Youth Olympic Games. And remember, back in 2018, she pulled out of the Olympics in Pyeongchang because of a knee injury. So we're hoping it's not the same knee and it's not coming back to haunt her. But Kelly Silderu, a huge star here at Dew Tour.
Definitely a big loss for the event. Hopefully we will see her back soon. So yeah, hopefully she's all right.
So here is Zoe Atkin. Dual citizenship, both Great Britain and the USA, residing in beautiful Park City, Utah. The 17-year-old on course.
Oh, the alley-oop 360 and going down on that one. So a little too much pop on that alley-oop 360. She doesn't land at the top of the transition. What's so difficult about these Superpipe and quarterpipe shaped hits is the margin of error is so small.
Right.
If you pop too little or too much, you either end up on the deck or you end up in the flat bottom. You have to be absolutely perfect on that pop to land in the transition.
So Zoe Atkin will just make this a cruiser run. Tom, I asked Todd Richards about this earlier in the snowboard, women's snowboard Superpipe. Can you as an athlete, get lost? You know, you're so trained to do the traditional Superpipe, and now they've added almost like a slopestyle feature to the top. You kind of like, whoa, I guess you got to get through this so I can get to the Superpipe.
Definitely. I mean, I think for a lot of these women, it's trying to figure out a run that they can do. They're used to the Superpipe, and there she
uses... That'll flow into their normal...
Yeah, they just have the run set that they want to do. So almost the first features are throwing them off. They're like, okay, just get through these top, new, unique features and then do what you're trained to do, what you're used to doing. But what I love is that it is showing a different side, a different technicality from all these women that we've never seen before, tricks we've never seen them do, so figuring it out.
All about progression as Sabrina Kakmakli will take her second run of 3, currently sitting in 4th place. You saw she threw down a 64 on run number 1.
Here she is going for the Japan grab. A lot of the women doing that one. I love that grab, kicking the foot out. There's the 360 into the Superpipe portion here. Starting it off with the 540. Here's what we saw, the right side 540. So bringing that one out again. See if she can step it up at the bottom of this run. There's the 720. Oh, and coming out of that one a little early again. So similar, another very similar run to what we saw in run 1. I'm not sure if that's going to improve on her
Right.
score. I think the grabs on that first run were just a little bit cleaner. We'll see what the judges think. We'll take a look back at this. She's got a lot of tricks, but just trying to fit a couple more of those grabs in there. Here's the Japan grab up top. Look at that, kicking it out. Then coming into the modified, going big 360, reaching for that safety grab, and then the 720 at the bottom. So big spin here, reaching, gets the grab, coming around to switch, and I would love to see one more switch hit. I think she's got enough wall. If she could do a switch spin on that wall, that would definitely be an improvement.
Devin Logan looking for something big here. Kind of got lost in run number 1. Had a beautiful surf slash that we all appreciated as she threw up some of that green dye out of the super pipe. But D'Lo needs a full pull top to bottom, and especially at this modified section before she gets into the traditional super pipe.
Yeah, so they're going with the alley-oop air, and very good at this section because she is a slopestyle athlete as well, capable of skiing almost any terrain you put in front of her. There, so skipping out on the slash and going for the right side 540 to start things out. So adding as many spins and as many hits in as she can. Ooh, oh, a little sketchy there, but again, she dragged her hands on that landing on run 1. So no hand drag. She did just an alley-oop 3, so just a little bit less rotation there, but again, landing the whole run, adding another trick at the top too.
Bird's eye view of the beautiful super pipe here. That's a football field in length with 22-foot walls. The Canadians lead right now in the competition in the midst of run number 2. Cassie Sharp with an 85 and Rachel Carker in second with an 80.33. Let's go back and look at Devin Logan's offering one more time here in run 2.
Looks like we got it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Devin Logan, there's the 540 instead of the slash, adding a little bit more technical difficulty into the run. Going with the 720 there, and here's the switch hit where she just gets a little off, so just going up and coming down switch. We saw bigger rotation on that first run, but no hand drag, so should be an improvement.
It is an improvement of 58. She jumps up to a 63. Devin Logan stays in 5th place. There's the current standings. Cassie Sharp, Rachel Carker lead the way. Top placed American, Abby Hansen in a 76. Britta Sigourney, we saw her take a hard fall after she went huge in the modified portion of the super pipe. Let's see if she changes things up, Tom, or backs down the speed just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely going to have to back down the speed or at least just kind of muscle this one around. There's the 540, gets it there, reverting into the, big air into the pipe. So already a lot cleaner than the first run. Big 900 for Britta. Going with the right side 720, so full run for Britta Sigourney there.
When you think of Britta Sigourney and her skiing and her style, she's just cool.
Cool, calm, very smooth on the skis.
So clean.
Also great, I've seen her out there skiing the POW recently, having a lot of fun doing that as well. And here's that big 540. So in run 1, we saw her absolutely go massive. She continues with the amplitude, but able to set the landing gear down, and then lands the 540, reverts to enter the pipe forward. And look at this, a big air on the way in. So having fun out there. We talked about it last run. She is known for her amplitude. There's that 900, so the biggest rotation in the run. A 900 and a right side 720. So only 2 hits in the super pipe portion, but both are big and technical. So that's definitely going to bump her up. She was sitting in last place with just a 16. So huge improvement.
Big improvement for Britta Sigourney, the 30-year-old out of Carmel, California, a 2018 Olympic bronze medalist, and it's a 72 for the American. So she goes from last place to 4th place.
Number 3 spot.
Nice place to sit, and then definitely has one more run, so she still can look to clean that whole run up a bit more.
Cassie Sharp, Rachel Carker, and Abby Hansen, the top 3, with Britta Sigourney now sitting in 4th place. And the aforementioned Canadians set to drop in on their second offering here in the 3-run format. First up, it'll be the leader in the competition right now, Cassie Sharp, 2018 gold medalist in Pyeongchang, on course now for run 2.
Seems to be a battle between these 2 Canadians right now, both with that flare up top. Cassie landing that one clean. Again, there's the 360 with the safety grab coming into the pipe. Oh, smooth with the slash. There's the straight air with the mute grab again. Here's what we saw, the right side 900. She does that one again.
So clean.
Another 1080. Oh, losing a ski. Oh.
And she threw in the tail grab on that as well, but comes undone at the bottom with a hard fall.
Really hard fall there from Cassie, trying that 1080 rotation and just lands a bit off and absolutely whiplashing herself into the flat bottom of the Superpipe.
So as the fine medical staff here at Copper Mountain attend to Cassie Sharp, coaches looking on, wondering how bad that injury is. Let's talk about, Tom, not make light of it, but these are 22-foot walls, and if she's going 10 feet out plus, it's like dropping out of a third-story window, and she took a hard fall landing switch.
30 feet of crash time there, so landing and whipping into the snow. Nice to see her standing up.
Not only the Canadians polite, they're tough.
They are tough. Wow, talk about an absolute warrior. Cassie Sharp is up walking after absolutely slamming from 22 feet high on that wall. So as we take a look back, here's the right side 900, and then I think she was just looking to improve on the grab on this one. So absolutely locking in that tail grab and just going huge with the 1080, and then the ski just blowing off, and you can see her slam her head into the ground there. Here's the right side 9 again. I mean, just so smooth, totally inverted on that one, which adds so much danger, so much risk to that rotation. And then the 1080 is just clean all the way up until that landing, locking in the tail grab, holding it, and then just a little short on the rotation. Possibly came up 1060 instead of 1080.
Yeah, right ski.
And just losing the ski, and then here just slamming to the ground hard.
Helmet saves, and she just gets worked. And Cassie Sharp, the 27-year-old out of Comox, British Columbia, able to get up and walk away. And Tom, it's tough. You're going to take a beating in the Superpipe. How does she shake that off and come back and try to improve her 85?
You know, I'm not sure. You really got to just forget about that one. I mean, if you think too long on it, you're going to end up crashing again. You got to just try to push it out of your mind, get back to the top, and focus on what you know you can do. She's already sitting in that top spot.
Right.
You know you can do it. Just get back up there and try again.
So Rachel Carker, the fellow Canadian,
Come on, Rachel.
Hillsborough, Ontario, currently sitting in second place now with her second run of 3.
And man, it's something to talk about. Dropping into the Superpipe, the modified Superpipe, after one of your good friends, your Canadian teammates, goes down like that. How do you... I don't think she fell in that. I think that was just a speed check. That was massive out of Rachel there.
That was a massive speed check as she threw up a plume of Colorado's finest.
It was a powder turn almost on the side of the modified feature there. There's the left side 900. So a little bit more of a simple run there. Maybe just playing it safe, going huge on that 360. So getting to the bottom, giving Cassie a hug. So much team camaraderie between the countries, as well as just all these women together. I mean, they're all banded together by the sport of free skiing. And smooth run there. That 360 at the top was absolutely huge into a powder turn on the side of the course.
Here it is one more time. This is the first hit.
The flare, I love that, going fully inverted over that gap. And then here she is, boosting to the moon on this 360. Look how high she goes, landing low, throwing it sideways, and still maintaining her speed.
And this is the final hit.
Yeah, that's the big 900. So we saw 2 different 900s in run 1, so obviously not as technically difficult as that run. Maybe just wanted to put another run down. Was a little shooken up seeing Cassie Sharp crash right in front of her. So either way, to the bottom. I don't think that's going to improve on her score, but she still has 1 run left to try to take over that top spot from Cassie.
2 runs complete, and the score comes in as a 43. So she'll sit with that 80.33, which keeps her in second place. After 2 runs of the Women's Ski Modified Superpipe presented by Toyota, it's still Cassie Sharp in the lead with an 85. Fellow countrywoman Rachel Carker sitting in second with an 80.33, and the top-placed American Abigail Hansen sitting in third place with that 76.66. So a great show so far, but Tom, you know as well as I do, the women are going to regather, they're going to regroup, they're going to go to the top, and then it comes down to one run. You can win the whole competition. Zoe Atkin is still in the running to win this competition because it's 3 runs, best run counts.
I love this format for that exact reason. One shot, one opportunity, one more run for these women to go out, throw down an absolute hammer of a run, and can easily, this leaderboard could totally change. Right now, Cassie, though, sitting pretty 5 points ahead of Rachel with that smooth, big 1080 from run 1. She's going to be tough to beat.
8 women in the final, 3 different countries represented, and 5 Americans right now trying to claim the podium, but it's being owned by the Canadians with Cassie Sharp and Rachel Carker. The 3rd and final run when we return to Copper Mountain, Colorado. You're watching the Dew Tour, built by Mountain Dew.
Dew Tour is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the Dew. Toyota. Let's go places. Safeway. Fresh foods, local flavors.
Welcome back to Dew Tour 2020 from beautiful Copper Mountain, Colorado. And we are down to the 3rd and final run in the women's ski modified Superpipe presented by the good folks at Toyota. Before we unleash these 8 women, let's check in with Tina Dixon for an injury report. Tina?
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Just a quick update on Cassie Sharp. We saw her take a huge slam in run 2. I just spoke to her. She appears to be okay, but obviously very shaken up. She said she is not going to take her 3rd run, was debating it for a little bit, but has decided to sit out. Todd.
And we're looking at the video right now, Tina, and this is probably a wise move on her part. Would you agree, Tom?
Yeah, definitely. So just a little scary here. She hits her head, and definitely a smart move after a big head hit like that to kind of lay low. She had a concussion this summer in New Zealand that kept her out of the World Cup event there. So obviously a little bit of history there, having hit her head before, and she knows, she's experienced, she's been in this game long enough. You don't need to push it. Yep. She's sitting in first place, still has a chance to win this thing just on that sheer merit of her first run. So I love this call. I love playing it safe. Big season left to go. So smart move there for Cassie.
And Trenton Painter, her coach, was looking on there, and he was definitely concerned, as you pointed out. Just got to get a chance. She's sitting in first place right now. There's a good chance that 85 is going to hold up. But now every one of the competitors, the other 7, are going to take a shot at it. Jean Crane Mousy of Park City will be the first one. Remember, it's a 3-run format, so everyone's got a chance to win this thing right now. You need better than an 85 to go into first place. So Crane Mousy looking down the belly of the beast here of this modified Superpipe. Remember, you've got 3 really sections to get after before you drop into that traditional Superpipe, which is a football field in length.
There she is on the top feature there, going with the big straight air. Going with the mute grab there, so adding a little bit more style there. The Japan grab on that straight air and into the Superpipe portion. Big 540 there to the right side direction. Mirroring it to the left with the 540 that direction. There's the right side 720 again. So putting together another clean run right around that same sort of caliber as run 1 and run 2, but maybe getting a bit better of a grab. I like that mute grab top.
As a judge, Tom, when you see an athlete come out with still 20 or 30 feet of the pipe left, are you going, I would have liked to see more?
Definitely. That's the hard part about this setup, though. With the modified stuff up top, where you drop into the pipe totally delegates how many hits you're going to get, and I think she's coming into the pipe a little early, so leaving a hit left that she's not planning on. This is meant to be her last hit, but with enough wall showing, the judges are definitely like, oh, I wish we would have seen one more thing.
Maybe a straight air and alley-oop. So Jeannie Crane Mousy's day is done. Her best run score of the day is her 3rd run, a 59 for her, which will put her into 7th place. Smiles seem to be the theme here at Copper Mountain today after everyone took part in a big powder session yesterday. The skies have cleared. The crew has done a fantastic job of clearing out the snow where it's not needed. And we are set to go here in the 3rd and final runs at Copper Mountain Dew Tour 2020. Todd Harris, Tom Wallace with you, Tina Dixon as we go to the top. This is Abby Hansen, the 21-year-old out of Mammoth, California, looking to get better than Cassie Sharp's 85 here in the 3rd and final run. And she looks like she is ready to go.
Very psyched up. So obviously sitting in a good position there in our current 3rd place position. So hoping to maybe step her run up to either take over Cassie's spot or even Rachel's spot into 2nd. So in 3rd, comfortable, but could get bumped out of that podium easily. So definitely looking to improve on this final run.
In a very precarious situation is Abby Hansen. That's 76.66. Good score, Tom, but it certainly leaves the door open for a lot of great athletes still to come.
Yeah, definitely. The door is wide open, but she's doing these big switch 540s again. Very clean there. So stepping the run up a little bit in terms of the grabs. I feel like that one was smoother. The 360 up top was tweaked. So could be an improvement there for Abby.
Sitting on a 76.66, currently in 3rd place as the judges now take a look at this in slow motion. And they're going to break this thing down. Overall impression is a big part of it, but you better have your grabs and you better land clean.
Yeah, definitely all about the clean landings. There's the 540 up top. So look at this 360, tweaking the mute grab, really pulling it. Lands and then into the Superpipe. She's still got those switch 540s, missing the grab on that one, but overall those grabs up top were much cleaner. And there's the left side switch 540. So same run down at the bottom there, but super smooth and super clean on the landings. Starting with that 720, look at it from above. This is an absolutely massive Superpipe. Bottom hit, switch 540, riding out to the crowd celebrating.
Abby Hansen looking for something big here to improve her standing, and she does. She goes up a little bit, 79.66, so a little more breathing room from 4th place, currently being held down by fellow American Britta Sigourney.
Not quite enough to take over from Rachel. She's only a little bit under a point behind of Rachel, but sitting comfortably in that 3rd place. I think, the door's still open though for that podium spot. So Britta, Devin, a couple of these other athletes, there's still a lot of time left.
17-year-old Zoe Atkin now on course.
There's the tail grab on the first feature. Here's where she fell in run number 2. So going for the alley-oop 360 there, gets the landing where we saw her crash in run 2. So major improvements there. Into the big 720, so that's where she fell on run 1, so already way better than first 2 runs. Stepping it up, the big switch 540 with the mute grab to finish it off for her.
Back-to-back-to-back switch landings for Zoe Atkin. That is seriously, Tom, a much improved run for her.
Major improvements. Was sitting with a 23 as her highest score, so she had trouble on the alley-oop 360 and on the 720 in the first 2 runs. Able to put it all together, all the puzzle pieces together in this 3rd and final run with a big switch hit there at the end, getting the mute grab as well. Here she is over the gap, quarter pipe with the tail grab. And then the alley-oop 360 is where she fell, but able to get this one clean. Goes a little bit smaller in terms of amplitude, but able to stomp that one. Reaching for the safety grab there. Getting the extra switch hit over here, and then, into the super pipe portion. I love that, going for the octo grab. So 2 hands, each reaching for different skis. There's the big switch 540 to the right, and then this one at the end gets the mute grab. Let's see it in slow-mo. Reaching down, tweaking the switch 540, nice and clean. That is gonna challenge that podium.
Yeah. Just to get to the podium, she's gonna need a 79.67. That would put her into 3rd place for the time being, and that was a really strong run from Zoe Atkin. What do you think? Did she do enough?
That is a tough one. Abby had a great run. Britta as well. I mean, that 3rd and 4th position, I don't think that challenges Cassie or Rachel, but definitely the judges are going to have to analyze what are the switch hits from Zoe. Harder and better grab?
Yes, it is.
It is.
So Zoe Atkin finds herself a new residence, and it's on a podium right now.
All coming together on the 3rd and final run. That's why we love this format, Todd. Just one last chance, one last opportunity, and she does put it down onto the podium for the time being. Still additional women to drop.
I was like, that's the first time I had to land my run, last run. I was like, holy.
And she does 3 switch landings in a row that gets her an 80. So now Sabrina Cack-Mackley feeling, okay, everyone's up in the ante, it's my turn. Cack-Mackley's best score so far is a 67.66, which has her in 6th place.
With the Japan grab here, going big again on that 360. Looked like she got the grab at least a bit better than those previous runs. There's the 540. So 2 540s at the top is what she's been doing. Goes for that maneuver again into the 720 down here. No, that was supposed to be a 720, and you can see the disappointment in her expression.
Just didn't have the pop off the wall to get it all the way around, and if she noticed it, the judges definitely noticed it.
Definitely needed a bit more amplitude, so repeating the trick, doing a left side 540 twice is definitely not going to improve her score, but this definitely better up top, and then just lacking a little bit of amplitude near the bottom of that super pipe, not able to get that left side 720 around. Here it is. So supposed to be a 720, only getting a 540, and you can see she wants to go a little bit further and just clearly disappointed.
So the day is done for Sabrina Cack-Mackley. 3 runs, unable to get on top of the podium. 85 still leads the way. Cassie Sharp, who Tina Dixon reported earlier, will not be taking her 3rd and final run. So it'll be Rachel Carker who will have the last run, as she currently sits in 2nd place. Zoe Atkin, the top place American, we saw her moments ago, laying down in 80, overtaking that spot from Abby Hansen. Devin Logan now, the 2014 silver medalist from Slopestyle in Sochi, Russia. 2012 Dew Tour champion. She's been around the game for a long time. Her signature, her music. She's always got it blasted.
I would even bet she's listening to a little bit of DMX right now. It's a favorite of hers. There's the big 360 with the tail grab, so clean. We talk about it again. She is dialed in slopestyle as well, so definitely killing it on that modified section. There's the 720, so let's see if she can improve on the switch hit. The switch alley-oop rodeo!
Oh! So Tilo goes for a wild ride. I thought she was going to save it.
I thought she was going to be able to hold on to that one. That is one that she is the only woman doing that one. The switch alley-oop rodeo. So not able to put that one down, just barely couldn't hold on to it, and that's a bullet dodge for Cassie Sharp.
Cassie Sharp sitting in the lead with an 85. Will not be taking her third and final run. Devin Logan going for it at the very last hit in the super pipe. Let's look at this run one more time, Tom.
Yeah, this big alley-oop up top, going over the gap there, and then again on that modified feature, she gets the 3. There's the right side 540. Major improvements on this whole run. The switch landing was better, into the switch rodeo, and just not able to hold on to that one. That would have been her best run of the day.
Happy birthday, Chase!
Sending out some love to Chase. She is a 63. It was her second run that gave her the best score.
Happy birthday, Chase!
So Britta Sigourney will be next to drop as Cassie Sharp watches and gives the hang loose sign, and she knows the talent that's still to come. You've still got Britta Sigourney to drop in, and then Rachel Carker.
And with only those 2 athletes left to drop, Cassie Sharp is guaranteed a podium position, and she's not going to take her final run because of that big slam that we saw in run number 2. So sitting at the bottom, waiting this one out. So we'll see Britta drop, and then we'll see Rachel Carker drop as well. Britta with the 540 up top, clean. Here's that massive hit. Going for the 540 again, holding on to it. Wow.
Not as clean, but she held on to it. You're right.
Not as clean as run 2, but that was absolutely huge. Left 900, into the right side 720, so gets another clean run.
So here's Britta's situation, Tom. She's sitting in 5th place right now, out of the podium with a 72. She needs better than an 80 to get into 3rd. She needs better than an 85 to take the lead.
I don't think that's going to be enough to take the lead. Cassie had so many technical moves in her run. There's that big 540. I can't believe she was able to hold on to that landing. A huge hit. Now, I think the rest of the run was better. Her cork 9 was a little bit improved, but this landing definitely, wow, talk about flexibility, doing almost a split on that landing and then able to revert. Here's the improvement though. I think she reaches back, gets the tail grab on that one where we didn't see a grab in the second run. Here's that right side 720. So is it enough? Tough to tell. I think it really battles in that upper 70, low 80 range. So she's in 5th. To take over 3rd from Zoe is going to be tough. It's going to be very, very, very tight there for the judges.
And the score comes in as a 71, so not an improvement. She'll stay in 5th with that 72. Remember, Cassie Sharp will not be taking her 3rd run. She is the current leader, and this was an absolute beauty of a run.
Yeah, huge run right out of the gate with the right side 900 into the 1080. Count them. 3 full rotations, boosting out of the super pipe, landing switch, super clean, and then of course had that ball in run number 2 on the 1080. That's going to keep her away from the pipe for run 3, but honestly don't need it right now. Sitting comfortably in the top spot with only 1 athlete left to drop.
So we know this, a Canadian woman will be the winner of the Dew Tour, whether it is Cassie Sharp or Rachel Carker. We're to find out right now. So Rachel Carker, good friends with Cassie Sharp, but she'd like to unseat her. She needs better than an 85 to get it done. She's sitting in 2nd place with an 80.33, and Zoe Atkin knows she will be on the podium in 3rd.
And this is a very comfortable place to be. She knows she's already guaranteed 2nd place. If she can make an improvement, she could get 1st. So very huge there at the 360. She continues to go bigger and bigger on that every time.
Kind of got out of rhythm as she dropped into the traditional super pipe there because she went so big.
So huge with the back-to-back 900s into the 720 at the bottom. So very similar run that we saw from run 1. She doesn't have the 1080, which Cassie had. So will that be enough? I think that could have been better than her first run, but I'm not sure that's enough to take over that top spot from Cassie.
It's better than an 85 does Rachel Carker, just off a silver medal performance in Aspen and a 3rd place finish last week at Mammoth at the Grand Prix.
Hugging it out at the bottom there. So that back-to-back 900s were really, really well done. Just maybe missing a bit of a grab on those where Cassie was able to get that tail grab on the 1080. So here she is up top. Both of those women doing the flare. And I love that move. Totally inverted on that first quarter pipe feature. I don't know how she continues to boost
look
this
at
thing.
that.
Third line down, absolute quad strength. Landing that one. Here's the 900. So again, reaching but not getting the grab. So Cassie was able to get that grab on the 1080, which is really helping her stand out above the field. Here at the bottom, doing the 720, where Cassie, again, can't talk enough about that 1080. The 720, that was a full run, but were these last three big back-to-back spins enough to take over that top spot from Cassie? The judges are gonna have to decide.
A great run by both the Canadians, both Rachel Carker and Cassie Sharp. Remember, Rachel Carker, #1 qualifier. Trenton Painter, the head coach for the Canadian freestyle team, feeling like, yeah, she did. I think she did enough. The judges taking a long time on this one. Canadian will rule the day here. Will it be Cassie Sharp? Will it be Rachel Carker? It will be Cassie Sharp. Rachel Carker comes in with an 83. She will finish in second. Cassie Sharp wins the women's modified Superpipe presented by Toyota. And let's set it down now to Tina Dixon.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Two skiers that really push each other. Finished up on the podium out here. We're going to start with Rachel. You had the final say in it. How much were you pushing there on that third and final run?
You know, I really wanted to go try my best, but, you know, got a little away from me again. But I'm super happy for Cassie. I'm happy I still ended up on the podium, and it was a good day.
Yeah, congrats on that podium finish. You can see over here Cassie with her brother right there. No, her brother's actually going to be competing later on in the slopestyle. Cassie, we missed seeing you compete at the early part of the season. You have now come back. You won the Mammoth Grand Prix. You won now the Dew Tour. What's the significance of this win for you?
I don't know. I stayed on my feet the first run, and after that I had a bit of a crash, so I'm just happy to be out here and skiing and doing my thing.
Rachel finished up second on the podium. We saw the friendship between the two of you. How much do you guys push each other out on the hill?
So much. We're out here always improving on each other and pushing each other, training together, and just always trying to be better.
The modified Superpipe is a little bit different than what we normally see you guys compete in. What are your thoughts on it, and how much emphasis do you have to put on those top two hits?
It was a little challenging trying to figure those out over the week here, but I like this course better than last year's. I didn't love the shark fin, but it's good. It's fun and it's different.
So great to see you out here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Todd?
Thank you, Tina. Congratulations once again to Cassie Sharp of Canada. It's an 85 that gets the job done at the Women's Ski Modified Superpipe presented by Toyota. Fellow countrywoman Rachel Carker finishes in second with an 83, and Zoe Atkin will join them on the podium, finishing in third, coming up with a big 80 on her third and final run. But it's the Canadians. We kind of talked about this, Tom, going into this final. The Canadians have been skiing so well, so much momentum, and they showed why today.
They showed exactly why. I mean, Zoe stepping it up there on that final run and topping it, the top place American, amazing. Great by her, but yeah, Cassie and Rachel dominant today in the modified Superpipe.
So the Canadians come to Copper Mountain and they claim the top two prizes in the modified Superpipe with a tremendous showing of progression and style all day long here at Copper. We're not done. We'll be back with much more of the Dew Tour from Copper Mountain. We'll have the awards ceremony when we return here in the Rocky Mountains. You're watching the Dew Tour, built by none other than Mountain Dew. Welcome back to beautiful Copper Mountain, Colorado, a 75-mile drive from downtown Denver, and boy, how the scenery changes. It is a beautiful day, Mother Nature delivering 3 feet of fresh snow yesterday. Today, the skies are clear. It has been groomed to perfection, and at the conclusion of the Women's Ski Modified Superpipe presented by Toyota, it looks like this. Cassie Sharp claims the top prize. After a hard fall, she doesn't even take her third and final run, but that first run was enough. Rachel Carker finishing in second. She gave a big swing in that third and final run, but just could not overtake fellow countrywoman. She finishes in the second place position. And Zoe Atkin, big shout out to her. She was towards the bottom of the leaderboard, and then she takes her third run, pops an 80. Tom Wallace, as a former world champion, is a 4-time Dew Tour champion. Don't you love the progression? Don't you love the modified Superpipe?
I love the modified Superpipe, and I love the 3-run format because we got to see someone like Zoe come from the bottom and make it onto the podium. I mean, amazing event. The weather couldn't have been better. Cassie Sharp, wow, the 1080 first run, it's all she needed. Dominated.
You're a big proponent of the helmet because after falls like that, when you come out of a 22-foot wall, you're 10 feet out, and she came down, the ski released, and just...
Gotta wear the helmet, but nice to see her back up and walking around. So, wow, big battle today.
Zoe Atkin, I gotta give some props to her. 17, she's down on the leaderboard, 1 run to go, and she lets it all fly. The progression was there. She just went for it, and she finds herself on the podium.
So cool to see. You could see her happiness, too. She was just so excited to be there.
Youngest woman in the field at 17 as we listen in with DC giving out the superlatives.
Make some noise for Canada's Rachel Carker.
And Rachel Carker, she loves Cassie. It's a teammate, Canada, but she was going for it in that third and final.
Let's hear
Definitely
it for
going for it.
Finisher, Rachel Carker.
22-year-old Rachel Carker out of Hillsborough,
and
Ontario.
Your champion out here. She is 3 for 3 on podium appearances ever since coming back from a concussion earlier this season. Taking a tough slam out there, but she's a tough cookie. Get loud and proud for your champion out here, Cassie Sharp.
Yeah, off a big roll of wins at the X Games, the Mammoth Grand Prix, and then she comes to Copper Mountain, and the first run is enough, an 85.
Huge first run, the big 1080, year, just absolutely going massive.
Again out here, one more time. Make some noise for your champion, Cassie Sharp, in your podium out here for Women's Ski Modified Pipe.
Women of Dew Tour putting on a great show today, the second final that we've had so far today. We started things off with the Snowboard Women's Superpipe Modified, and then we rolled right into the Women's Ski Modified Superpipe. And I got to be honest with you, Tom, the progression, adding that just little extra up top, forcing them out of their comfort zone before they drop into the traditional pipe.
I love it. A little bit of flavor, a little bit of variety, and tons of new tricks there from the women. So amazing event today here in Copper, Colorado. Absolutely fun to watch.
Once again, Cassie Sharp, by way of an 85 on run number 1, gets the job done. She is the Dew Tour champion in 2020. Rachel Carker, the fellow Canadian, with an 83 in second place. And Zoe Atkin, the USA, finishing in third place. Once again, Cassie Sharp. Let's look at this. Tom, this was such a great run. Run number 1 was a beauty.
Yeah, here's Zoe with that big final run that helped her get up onto that podium. Love that 540. And then, of course, Rachel, back-to-back cork 900s. Just wasn't quite enough to overtake Cassie Sharp's 1080, 3 full spins at the bottom of the run. Here's Cassie. She does the right side 900 and then the massive 1080 to win and walk away with the top spot.
Once again, Cassie Sharp gets the win. Carker in second and Zoe Atkin in third. Much more still to come from Copper Mountain. We've got Slopestyle when we return to the Rocky Mountains.